All right, you might remember probably 4 or 5 months ago, maybe a little less than that, I found this Singer featherweight sewing machine at an estate sale. And I'm just getting around now to having a look at it. These things are highly collectible and very much sought after. Probably the most collectible of any of the Singer sewing machines, while your average big tabletop Singer might go $50, even $20. Something like this is probably 500 or 600. This one is fairly old. I believe they made these right up into the 1960s. This one is 1935. They started in 33 with this model, a 221? Yeah, 221 model. They started as 1933, and this is 1935. And everything seems to work. Now, disclaimer immediately, I have no idea how to work one of these things. Never worked a sewing machine in my life. I might have in home ec class, 40 some odd years ago or longer, probably 45 years ago. In school, briefly, on a totally different kind of machine. And I remember none of that. None of my clothes have needed mending. They usually, by that point, they're so ripped and torn and full of holes that they're just good enough to throw out. So, but people used to sew with these, make their own clothing with these. Probably still do. I imagine they still do. The story behind this one, like I said, estate sale. Simply found this box. Now, I also collect antique phonographs. And this sort of box is commonly used to store 78 RPM records. The thick, the thicker type records from that era. So I'm always on the lookout for those at these sales. I saw this and right away, ooh, there we go. I can use that, and I grabbed it right away. And then I took a closer look and realized that this was not a record storage box, but this looks an awful lot like a sewing machine I saw on the internet once called a featherweight. I looked around, no sewing machines. Well, I guess this place had a lot of sewing stuff, a lot. We're talking probably 40 or more machines, all kinds of accoutrements, and I don't recognize most of them. But I thought, well, I don't see the machine. I guess they just had a spare box. I will repurpose this into a record storage box. So I'm carrying it around with me. I go downstairs in the house, and I happen to glance at a little side table by the door, and I see this just sitting there, all by itself, with that and some little things. And I said, I wonder. So I picked it up, I stuck it in the box, put everything like it's supposed to be, and I carried it around for a little while until it was time to check out. I had a haystack of stuff. This was a bundle type deal, as you often do at these estate sales. There was a lot of other cool stuff that I wanted. That little itty bitty Coleman lantern, a lot of good stuff, all kinds of tools. Anyway, I put this on top of my haystack of crap, and the lady comes over, and she asked me, how much do you think you should pay for this? I said, I got that. This is your stuff. I'm not going to price your stuff. You tell me. And she turns to the buddy of mine who was with me and goes to him. So what do you think he should pay? I'm like, what the hell? What is this? And he goes, $50. Okay. And I almost said, no, what? Okay. I pulled out my wallet. I handed the 50 without a quibble, piled all this crap into the van, and away we went. And that is how I acquired my Singer featherweight. Not something I normally collect, but I like cool old crap, and this is definitely cool old crap. Really cool. I mean, just the way these things are built, the little small miniature size of it. It's nice. I might even learn how to stitch two pieces of, fabric together just for the hell of it. Just to see if I could do it. I'm sure I could. We have a box full of these, which I also picked up there, and I assume that's a Singer sewing machine screwdriver in there, and various attachments that somehow work with this. Who knows how? And it's a nice little box for Singer sewing machine attachments. Don't know if it's original to this machine or not. Probably not. This I bought from a little shop called the Featherweight Shop, which I found online. It's the instruction manual, so I knew how to oil it and all of that stuff, or oil it properly. We have a Singer sewing machine can of oil here. This came with it, actually. It's almost empty, but it's just basically 3-in-1 probably, or maybe this looks a lot like gun oil is what it looks like. Probably the same stuff. I discovered that the plate that's supposed to be under here is missing. Just discovered that about 10 minutes ago, and 9 minutes ago I found it on eBay and bought it for $9. So that will be back on there where it belongs. There's a piece of felt that goes on top of it to soak up oil, and that I actually got from the featherweight shop in a tune-up kit for this. I had no idea what it was for, and now I know. It goes on that plate. We have an extra belt, some oiling sticks, and some kind of oddball LED light bulb there that does not fit this machine. So I have no idea why that's in there, but maybe I'll find a use for it somewhere else in the future. Who knows? Maybe it'll fit a refrigerator somewhere. So I have a spare belt, not that I needed it, but it's there. And I also replaced those rubber feet. See them there? See those little fragments over there? That's what's left of the old ones. They turned hard and disintegrated. Whoever had this machine was using it and was taking care of it. There was nothing stuck on it. It did need oiling, but that's probably because it's been sitting for a few years. I can see where the paint's been touched up a bit here and there. When that was done, who knows? 1935 was a long time ago. Everything seems, nothing's bent or broken. And now, if ever you ask the question, can I run a Singer featherweight using a Jackery 300 battery pack? Let's see. Yes, you actually can. And it's not even straining the machine. There you go. And definitely for sure, this cord has positively been replaced, which is a good thing because those fabric covered cords they had in 1935 would be showing bare wires everywhere by now. Boy, you don't want to get your finger anywhere near that needle. That looks like it would be painful. But that's the extent of what I can do with a Singer sewing machine. I can turn it on. And it has a little light here. That actually still works. The original style bulb. Cool little machine. And this folds up to go in the box like that. There's a little bobbin case under there. Take a look at the motor. That's cool too. Wow. Original Singer motor on there. Little one. I'm not really sure how you would change the belt of that, but I'm sure it's not difficult. And that belt looks to be rubber of some kind. Imagine the originals might have been leather. In 35, they probably were. But I don't know for sure. And there's the Singer plaque that goes on all their machines, large or small. And you can see the box is kind of scuffed up here and there a little bit. It looks like somebody might have tried to improve the finish at some point. Here's a secret. On these fake cloth, well, they're not fake. They're not leatherette. That leatherette is fake leather. This is just cloth. On a cloth-covered box like this, you can improve that appearance greatly and hide all of these scuffs by hitting it with black shoe dye. That will revitalize that very nicely. I know this because this is the same type of material used on some portable phonographs of the late 1920s and 1930s. Same exact thing. And the record storage cases tend to use it also. And some black shoe dye, bring that right back. Whether I bother to do it or not, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to keep this or sell it. If I sell it, it's going to be for quite a bit of money because I don't have much invested in this, as you know, and I like to keep cool stuff in my own personal museum, so to speak. And I only have one of these. I've only ever seen one of these in the wild, and I would like to play with it. So if somebody wanted to get it away from me, they would have to dig deep, as the statement goes. And yeah, it's a nice machine. Something else I think is missing. I believe there's supposed to be a tray that goes in the top of that. Not 100% sure of that because the designs did change over the years. I've picked up that much. So I got to do a little research and see if I could find a tray. And I looked around at the estate sale to see if there was any more boxes like this. I did not see any black trays lying around, so I'm sure it was taken out like the bottom cover and lost for whatever reason many, many years ago. So if I can find a tray, I do. If not, it's not that important. But there you go. There's a look at the Singer featherweight. Oh, that's what I forgot to show you. If you're ever wondering, hold on a second. Let me put that like that, carefully. There's two places the Singer featherweight stamps a serial number. One, on the very earliest models, is down here. You can see the boss is still there. The serial number is not there. The second one is up here next to what would be the metal tray that covers all of this. And this one corresponds, AE 000229, corresponds to 1935. And you can see there the type of wire this would have originally had. That's fabric-covered wire. It's in good shape under here, probably because it's covered by the plate that goes there. But the regular cord on here, that would have been probably getting to be a little bit alarming. But there you go. Look at the featherweight. Did I forget anything? No.